We go with our first battle. Chris the Force Forsberg versus June Meng in the Air Force Top 32. Here's Chris Forsberg going in, initiating. Now Chris, our number 1 qualifier against our number 32 qualifier, June Meng. Forsberg a lot higher on the bank. Nice and tight to that front clip. Working the outside. Oh, June Meng with a big correction, a straightening. June goes up the bank, back down. Woo! As Forsberg out front navigates the course properly. And June Meng will now be leading with that deficit. Chris Forsberg will be giving chase. Again, our points leader right now. You can see that bank coming into play, Ryan. It's going to come into play later as June Meng out front. A little faint entry as Forsberg goes for the straight line approach. Now June pouring it on. Nice job in that LS-powered S13. Lucas Oil transitioning through. Wow, June Meng swinging wide, allowing Chris Forsberg an opportunity to apply some pressure. Forsberg right there. June smoking out the Maxxis tires. Good transition from both the drivers. Have to assume Chris grabs it unofficially, and let's make it official. Andy, Ryan, and Brian. Chris Forsberg, the Force, gets the win. He's going to the dark side, and he's going to the top 16. This is our next battle. It was already exciting out of the gate with Forsberg and June Meng, who's going to be going against Chris Forsberg in the next battle, which will be top 16. So Forsberg will be going against the winner. Here we go. Nishida out front, Landerville giving chase. Here we go. Japan versus Canada. Nishida in that 2JZ powered SC. Look at Nishida. Bushido blade high on the bank. Dropping from the transition. Tight on the front clip. Landerville now catching up to the back wheel of Nishida. Nishida rockets out our final rear clipping zone. There it is for go. Here it is, Landerville on front, standard suspension. Got some BC internals in both these vehicles actually. Here we go. As Landerville low on the bank. Would have liked to see Robbie kind of seize that moment of opportunity there. As Landerville dancing with that yellow line. Nishida wheel to wheel, door to door. Now backs off, kind of lunging forward here and there. Nishida with a straightening. Nishida. And this is what we talked about, Ryan, as Landerville. And there's one. Andy says Mark Landerville. Ryan says Landerville. And Mark Landerville gets the win. Kenny Moen and Ken Gucci. These guys have gone against each other before, and both of them have won either time. Here we go. Kenny Moen, who's just so fast, so smooth. Kenny Moen's going to lead. Both these guys running 2JZs. Look, Kenny Moen with a feint. Gucci getting aggressive. Backing off. Got a little timid, but Kenny high and tight like a fastball pitch. Some chin music. Kenny Moen flying that Achilles radial flag. Gucci, he has those moments of proximity and then backs off. It seems like he's just a little scared. But if you know Kenny Moen, if you've seen him drive, he's fairly consistent unless something goes terribly wrong for him. As Kenny, fast. And here we go. Thanks for it. Here we go, the Goose. Heard he's doing some ab modeling lately. Ken Gucci looking strong out front. Kenny Moen applying the pressure, looking really good. Did he push a little too hard there? No, he had an opportunity there to potentially mess up, but now Gucci pulling away. Kenny Moen. It's like a boxing match. And look at this, Kenny Moen, and Kenny Moen gets the win, Andy. All right, Conrad Grunwald and Carl Osaki. Conrad Grunwald, Hankook Tires, BRE Motorsports, running some Molly internals, Top One Oil, Megan Racing. Here we go, Carl Osaki, DNA Motoring. See that stuff running Molly manifold as Conrad Grunwald says, hey buddy, I'm up here, come up here. As Wasabi, just not spicy enough. 16 cylinders on track, 2V engines. Really like how Conrad's aggressive, just that flick, that transition is crossover is really strong. Carlos Saki will now be leading Ryan. This should be interesting. These guys have never seen battle against each other, so it's always interesting because you don't know how that driver's going to react. You don't know how they're going to initiate, but that's what practice is for. You see how that other driver drives. Now Osaki higher than Conrad. Not a bad job. Little strategy here, I have to assume, from Conrad Grunwald. Now he's applying the pressure. Osaki, a good, strong lead run. Oh, and see, that's where it could have got Conrad. He salvaged it there as Conrad goes up on the bank. This should be interesting, Ryan. Ryan, in that chase position, it's your job to utilize that lead car as a moving clipping point. Carl was kind of out of line, and it wasn't the cleanest lead run as Osaki and Grunwald.
Yeah, it's all going to be how they interpret that. Yeah, I mean, I see one judge going right here for Conrad.
So Conrad, Andy Jens says Conrad Grunwald, and Ryan. So that means Conrad Grunwald gets the win. Carl Osaki knocked out. Conrad Grunwald gets the win. This battle, Dai Yoshihara, who's been looking really strong, had a new engine in his vehicle. He qualified 4th going against Dave Briggs, who qualified 29th. And there is Dai Yoshihara, seeming to really get this Subaru BRZ dialed, that signature Falcon tire livery, Falcon tire smoke all over as Briggsy tries to dive in, backs off. So we have the SR powered 240SX of Dave Briggs, Mazworks powered. In Canada, Dai Yoshihara, Falcon tire Subaru BRZ. Here goes Briggsy into the initiation. Look at the angle from Briggs, I like that. Looking good, dipping that tire up. Is Dai Yoshihara leaving a window of opportunity for Briggs. Looking strong. Briggs looking comfortable out front. Now Dai applying the pressure. Look at that, nosing in. Almost rubbing that Azima tread on his door. Make some noise. Wall Stadium. Tell your friends if they couldn't make it, unfortunately, as we wait for Dave Briggs. Again, both these guys contenders in the Turbo Cup, curated by Turbo by Garrett. Dave Briggs, Dai Yoshihara. And Andy Yen says Dai Yoshihara. Dai Yoshihara gets the win. Look at that, though. Just want to notice there, Brian Eggert says one more time. Ryan Turk out front, Retax, Lifestyle, Backpacks, Maxxis, Tires, Portland Speed Industries, United States Air Force. Is Daigo Saito going to get Turk? Or is the Ninja going to take out Ryan Turk in that Achilles Radial SC? Whoa, look at that, Turk. Little bit of bulk there as Daigo Saito. He's jumping down his throat, but that's that Daigo. We talked about the Daigo effect and that proximity, but is he getting as much angle? Woo! Daigo. Right now, let's backtrack to Daigo Saito in that 2012 year. Look at this again. Really analyze this.
Yeah, you can see right here. Nice job by Turk staying up high. Daigo Saito watching, drops down for a second right there. So Turk getting the better of the two on the bank right there. And then Daigo falls off on that first inside clip. So this is an area where you're seeing very aggressive chasing, but at the sacrifice of some of the line and angle. Because look at the consistency of Turk out front. He just barely misses that second inside clip. Very wide right here, very fluid and consistent. Daigo is totally there, but just sacrificing a little bit to maintain that very close proximity that he's known for. So now
Daigo Saito, former champion. Ryan Turk, second overall in the championship a few years ago. Let's see how the Retax Lifestyle Backpacks FRS fares. Saito now dumping it out there as Turk trying to get that proximity. Daigo really right in that yellow line. Oh, and Turk goes into the door of Saito as Saito continues on as now Turk seems like in that chase position, Turk got a little too aggressive. B-Pav, how we doing? Here we go, the verdict, Turk and Saito. One more time, they're going at it again. Cody Bakshis will be out front, the field suspension Nitto Tires, S14. Ryan Kano from Northern California, DNA Motoring, Yokohama Tire, run some Holly Performance parts. Under that 350Z, little faint entry there from Cody. Aggressive flick higher than Kano on the bank. Transition clean for both of them. Nice job by Kano on that front clip. Kano was having some issues with his vehicle when he's out front, he's just running a qualifying run. Supposedly running a carbureted V8 under the hood of that V8. Here we go. Kato out front, DNA Motor goes behind the tire. We'll see. Straight line by Kato as Odie. Main entry and then drops into formation. Good transition. Look at Odie applying the pressure. Now, since I said that he might have heard me, said not too aggressive, but now here, awakening the Bakshi. Odie lunging up. Wasn't too much to handle. Wow. Their verdict, and there's Andy saying Odie Bakshis, and there it is. Is it unanimous? Odie Bakshis gets the win. Edimus Bakshis in the field suspension. Nitto Tires S14 gets the win. Here we go. Matt Field out front. Matt's Betterbo giving chase. Here we go. Throwing it in. Let's see outfield. Careful, that big drift limo as Field. High and tight to the wall. As Betterbo swings wide past that front clip. Quite a bit of distance there. Field looking strong, looking poised, looking solid. And there is Matt Field from San. Here we go, Matt's Betterbo. He's out front. Matt looking strong now. Alternating position, but Field was just as high as Matt. Betterbo looking good. And Field, look at that. Right there. It's the highlighter shadow. Usually the black car is the shadow, but man, Matt Field. Matt's Betterbo, Matt Field, and it's unanimous. Matt Field, the 777, gets the triple judge verdict. Denofa, who is really aggressive. Is he going to tap that wall? He's always excited to watch. How's he going to fare here? Denofa, that big wang, doing big things. Say howdy, get rowdy. Hangs over the wall as Patrick Mordaunt. In that ARC Performance Kenda Tires Retac Backpacks V8 S13. Denofa. Now remember, our number 2 qualifier, Denofa. I like it. The BC Racing suspension, Nitto Tires, turbo by Garrett BMW. Mordaunt out front. Chelsea Denofa giving chase. A little feint initiation by Mordaunt. Whoa, Denofa goes into the wall again. We've seen this, not as violent. Denofa shredding his tire, staying in it. Say howdy, get rowdy, living it up. Door banger Denofa. Look at this. Drive until the wheels fall off. And they do. There goes 2. Dude, I literally said, drive it till the wheels fall off. And boom. Nitto Tires. You get a Nitto tire. You get a Nitto tire. You get a Nitto tire. Mordaunt, Denofa waiting for the verdict. Pat Mordaunt, that ARC Performance. And there it is. Pat Mordaunt, the awesome possum, advances on to the top 16. Turk Daigo Saito, the Ninja, versus New Hampshire. Live free or die. The one more time battle. We'll see them both lead as Ryan Turk, nice job on the bank. Saito lunging forward. Dropping into formation is the Ninja. Nice job. Daigo showing some good dominance here. But Turk out front, Ryan. A really good showing. A good lead run by Turk. Woo! Oh! And look at this! Daigo makes contact with Ryan Turk.
Well, let's take a look at this, Jared. Remember, we go back to that first run. What was poignant in that, you can see both guys kind of struggling to get off the line there. It was Ryan Turk had that really awesome lead run. Daigo was right there on proximity, but had those wavering and that straightening out point. But you can see right here, Daigo starts off a lot more fluid. Nice job right here. Good. He stays in the pocket right here with Ryan Turk. Excellent job right here. He does come up a little bit shallow, though. Doesn't stay with him all the way. Ryan Turk goes nice and wide. Good transition right here. Just a little bit off that clip. Daigo goes wide as well. Daigo lifts a tire right there. And then here we go. This is the point of impact. So you can see Daigo gets very close, and right there, it looks like he rubs tires with Ryan Turk. You can see a little bit of shrapnel fly off the car, and so the judges are giving fault to Daigo Saito on that. So he's going to be sitting at a disadvantage right here against Ryan Turk. Maybe a big break for Turk is, you want to get out of the top 32, and, Daigo will have to definitely put on a huge show right here and hope that Ryan Turk makes some mistakes.
Well, Daigo Saito, when he came in, the Daigo effect really shook things up. High horsepower, big wheel speed, big smoke, really close proximity. But now with style being so important, it's really interesting to see how the winds have changed here. For Daigo, doesn't favor him. Whoa, as Daigo gets aggressive, he knows he needs to hang it out. And look at Daigo. Oh, wow, that was interesting. Looked like he almost parked it there, as Daigo seeming to have issues here. Now, that's a hard act to follow. When I say that, if with Daigo out front, Ryan Turk, what's going on in front of me? And, wow. And Ryan Turk gets the win. Ryan Turk unanimously gets the win and advances on. So Ryan Turk advances unanimously after all that trials and tribulations. Ryan Turk in the Retax Lifestyle Backpacks, Maxxis Tires, Portland Speed Industries, United States Air Force, Scion FRS advances on as Daigo the Ninja Saito is knocked out. So let's take a look. Here we go. D-Mac initiating. Gentlemen, like D-Mac's initiation. Could have been higher. Oh, Pat Good swings a bit wide there. As now trying to tighten it up. Nice job. D-Mac out front, good at trying to play catch-up. Coincidentally, having the red catch-up car.
Let's take a look at the Nitto replay here, Jared. Both drivers coming into initiation together. Pat Gooden right there from the beginning, but then you can see the nice consistency, nice high line right there by Darren McNamara. Just a little bit off of that inside clip, but Pat Gooden falling way off that first inside clip. D-Mac gets back on and rides that white line. Very consistent, nice counter lock right here. Good transition into the second inside clip. Much cleaner right there as Pat Gooden still struggling to catch up to Darren McNamara as he has to kind of shallow up a little bit. So D-Mac, nice lead run on the first run. Now he's got to chase it back with a chase of his own and see if he can take out Pat Gooden here in the top 32.
So Pat Gooden really like the progression of his style, his vehicle builds. As we now have Pat Gooden, he'll be out front. I know Dawn is here, Mrs. The mom of Pat Gooden. Here we are. Pat Gooden out front and Juku Racing S13 against D-Mac Falcon Tires S14. D-Mac applying the pressure. Will Gooden handle it? And he does. Nice job so far, but McNamara cannot be shaken. D-Mac running hard into the back of Pat Gooden. And there it is. Good, and Darren McNamara again, turbocharged V8s. Darren McNamara unanimously gets the win. Darren McNamara, D-Mac advances on that Falcon Tires S14. So Osbo will lead the Norwegian Hammer as the Hurricane, Tony Angelo. We got the Angelo family, the Italian Isle. They're cheering him on. The Angelo family. Panic Bear watching from home. Here we go. Frederick Osbo out front, Hankook Tires, Scion TC, Tony Angelo. The Hurricane initiating into that first corner, the bright orange nose from these gentlemen. Osbo navigating the track properly. Tony applying the pressure. A little bit of a correction from Tony as he straightens out. A big correction by Tony as Osbo pulling through the rest of the course, and Tony spins. That's going to be a big deficit. Tony Angelo spinning out. Second half of this battle, Tony Angelo, Frederick Osbo. Frederick Osbo had a strong lead run. Can Tony Angelo put it together after he spun on his first one? Needs a little bit of luck, and it needs a lot of Tony Angelo tenacity. As Tony can't stop, won't stop. And that looks like Tony Angelo. That will be, unfortunately, the end of his weekend as long as Frederick Osbo finishes it out. as Frederick Osbo rounds out the course. Unfortunately, Tony Angelo comes to a halt. Looks like that'll be the end of his weekend, Ryan. With Tony spinning out, have to assume. And there it is. Frederick Osbo gets the win and advances. Here we go, moving on to our next battle. Look, DR, Dominican Republic, where are you at? Got the cool hats on. Jonathan Castro rocking the DR flag on the roof. Progreso Metaldan 370Z going against Forrest Wang representing 808 Gitnuts Laboratory. 2JZ versus the V8 of Jonathan Castro, Forrest Wang, Gitnuts Laboratory, Hankook Tires, STR Racing Wheels. Forrest Wang out front, Jonathan Castro in the Z. Oh, Castro goes into the wall, taps it again. Castro shredding. Oh, and there we go, losing a tire again. The tire's going off the track. Look out. As, wow, the calamity ensues. Castro hitting the wall. Some hard work for the Castro team. Make some noise for Jonathan Castro. I'm sure he's okay. Just goes a little too hard.
Let's take a look at this, Jared. I mean, we talked about earlier in the opening about drivers either loving or hating this track, but what track do you know that we go to where there's so much stuff that happens on that first initiation point into the first turn? And right here, Jonathan Castro, another victim of that bank. Let's take a look at it again right here. He taps right on initiation, then taps again, and then that pretty much seals the deal for that left rear that comes off right here. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, the second half, Castro, if you can recall, taking himself out. Here we go, DR, stand up, Dominican Republic. As Jonathan Castro throws it in. Obviously, man, doesn't seem to be too affected here. Minus, you know, got a new wheel, got a new tire back on, now hanging it out. Now Castro's hoping that Forrest Wang in that chase position makes a mistake like he's seen a few of these other drivers do. As Castro flying that Dominican Republic flag, the DR. Progreso Metaldan 370Z. Here we go, Forrest Wang, and let's make it official. Forrest Wang gets the win unanimously. Forrest Essa, Dean Carnage Carney. Let's talk about on track. Michael Essa, as we talked about his, I wouldn't say trials and tribulations, but just some interesting tournament events for him. Had the redemption at Long Beach, round 2 and 3, a little bit of slip. Right now, he's looking very poised. Our number 3 qualifier, he's going against Dean Carnage Carney. Now, Dean Carney qualified 30th. He barely made it in. Real impactful driver. When he's on, he's on. But Essa, he's going to be nimble. He's going to be fast. How is Dean going to handle that? Well, first of all, he's going to get on his door as Essa dragging bumper. Dean Carney getting some Deutschland love, some BMW, sorry, some German bumper in his face. Nice job there by Michael Essa. Carney right there, up in the mix, the Oracle Lighting, Achilles Radial Viper.
Little mistakes by Dean Kearney, except for on the bank and maybe on that first inside clip, but clearly Essa unable to hang with Kearney on that second run.
Interesting. So here we go. Who's going to get the win, the Viper or the BMW? So Dean Carnage Carney gets the win. It was not unanimous, so that big gap there, as you would say in drifting, as our competition on Saturday. Vaughn Gittin Jr. ripping out of the gate. The Monster Energy Nitto Tire Mustang RTR. Just very poised, calculated, but you never know. As look at Dennis Merzanis. I complimented him yesterday. It's probably the best I've seen that LS supercharged Hyundai Genesis could look. Ooh, and there's DMZ, Dennis Merzanis going off course. Just getting Junior, man, Mustang RTR, he's ready to rock. Here we go. Part of that gum out gang. Let's see how he does. DMZ out front. Dennis Merzanis, see, I told you, it looks good. I like where Merzanis is at. Vaughn Gittin Jr. Oh, look at this. This is what I talked about. You never know what could happen as Vaughn Gittin Jr. makes that mistake. As Dennis Merzanis ripping through the rest of the course. Now Vaughn making that hypercritical mistake, now catching back up.
Wow.
Dude, very uncharacteristic. We did see that from Vaughn in practice, though.
That makes me really want to go back and watch Merzanis's on that last turn over there to see if he did clearly get 2 tires off, because this is clearly a very big mistake from Vaughn Gittin Jr. You can see right here, Dennis comes off the bank. Vaughn right here gets a little bit out of whack. He goes wide, too much angle right there, then comes back. He's almost losing it, then he gets back in it. So big mistake right there by Vaughn Gittin Jr. Was it an equalizer from the first run? We will have to find out. I imagine the judges will probably want to take a look at that again, but after that, Vaughn is able to get back on and close the door. But 2 big mistakes by both drivers, both on their chase run there. And in the top 32 for a guy chasing the championship, you want to get out of this one.
Yeah, Boney Joe, how we doing, buddy? There he is. How we doing, bub? Here we go. Dennis Merzanis, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Boney Joe's rooting for him, as there are the Gittin gang. How we doing, Mama, Gary, the whole fam? Dee Dee. What do you say, Vaughn Gittin Jr.? Andy Jens says Vaughn Gittin Jr., Ryan and Brian awaiting their verdicts. The Gittin gang, you got your Gittin faces out? There they are. You can see them all over there, their compound. Crab Cakes football. Vaughn Gittin Jr. unanimously gets the win, so he did have that mistake. The Gittin gang lives to see another day.
Yeah, judge is saying that Merzanis clearly 2 tires off there, so that was a 0. And even though Vaughn made that huge mistake, it was not equal to a 0. So he got away with one there, though.
Here we go. Tyler McCory, Charles Ing. Tyler McCory out front. The Mobil 1 GoPro Chevrolet Camaro, Hankook tires. As Charles Ing has an attack. Achilles radial. G37 almost noses into the bow tie of McCory. Like where Ing's at, needs more angle here. McCory, like a rock. Tyler McCory looking strong as Ing door to door. Like the aggressive nature of Ing, but very similar and comparable to that of Daigo Saito.
Let's take a look at that. That was a fun run to watch right there. Nice job on initiation by both drivers right here. Ing immediately gets right up on Tyler McCory. He sacrifices some angle here. Not a big mistake for him, even though it was an aggressive move. Nice job by McCory, staying nice and consistent out front. You can see Ing kind of pulsing forward, making some mistakes by losing angle there. As you can see, very consistent, good transition, nice fluidity by Tyler McCory, nice and wide right here, but again, unable to shake Ing. So you've got a battle of proximity here, but Tyler McCory definitely winning the style battle all the way through.
Charles Ing, Maxima, Attack CX Racing Achilles, Radial, G37 Coupe. Supercharged LS G37 Coupe, I might add. Now Ing pulling on the angle. Now the winds have changed here as Ing taps that front clip. As Ing rocketing out of the gate. Grand Canyon of a gap between these 2 gentlemen. We need McCory to get that proximity. Look at Charles Ing. He's doing the Jersey Shore. He's beating the beat. See that? This is Ing and McCory. Who's got it?
Like the boxer at the end of every match.
Sells it. He sells it. He puts his fists up. So Andy Yen says Charles Ing. Ryan and Brian say Charles Ing, Maximum Attack, G37 on Achilles Radials, gets the win. Mohan, Pollock, watch this one. Energy X, GT Radio, Mazda RX-8, the Menace against JTP, Justin Pollock. See, look at that, Mohan, high, Pollock sucking into formation. As Pollock said he's feeling confident. And there's Mohan navigating that second outside clipping zone, approaching the second front clip. Look at the angle, love it how Mohan is navigating this track. Now, if you can take it back to Long Beach, Mohan took it hard in the wall, exploding his wheels, and right now, just looking great, but man, that teal and blue shadow that is JTP, everywhere Mohan went, Pollock was there.
Here we go on the replay right here, into initiation right here, Mohan nice and high, Pollock just a little bit lower, but then gets back on it, but he's definitely staying very close right there. It's a very aggressive move to make. Nice job right there on that transition. You can see, yeah, looks like his tire comes off and on right there. That's interesting on Kyle Mohan. Goes wide right there. Yeah, a lot of very low tire pressure right there as JTP does a great job right here maintaining very close distance right here to Kyle Mohan pretty much all the way through. So it's a nice lead run by Kyle Mohan and a great chase right there by Justin Pollock. It's
Pollock, and this is Kyle Jimenez Mohan. And look at, there it is, Paul is showing some dominance in that signature teal and blue Ford Mustang on Falcon tires. Oh, and Mohan taps that front clip. Talked about the aggressiveness of Mohan, but now it seems to be, it's shifted to that of Paul. Kalamazoo, Michigan's own. Jackson and Sandra are watching. I hope they're watching at home. And man, great showing by both these guys. Where are my Rotary fans at? Put the wankle up. All right, let's see what the verdict is. And there it is. JTP gets the win. First battle, top 16. Chris the Force Forsberg, 2009 Formula champion, the first true drifter to win a championship as opposed to a race car driver. Going against Landerville. Where are you at, Canadians? and then I got to ask, where are you at, East Coast? Where are you at, East Coast, for Chris Forsberg? Where are my East Coast fans for Chris Forsberg, the Force? As he will be leading, Landerville will be giving chase. Chris Forsberg, Hankook tires, 370Z. Forsberg initiating into the bank. Nice job by Landerville. Landerville, big correction there. Straightens out on the bank, but now gets up close and personal with Forsberg. As Landerville applying the pressure. Forsberg, great angle. Love the Landerville follow. Wow, Landerville's got that horsepower on deck. Woo! Loving that run. If you, Brian, I really want you to dissect. If you had separate runs, really break it down.
Yeah, I want to know who Landerville's fabricator is. I mean, he's getting a lot of grip out of that car, especially against Chris Forsberg. But right there out of the gate, makes a big mistake on the bank. Forsberg down front, nice job on that inside clip with Landerville going a little bit wide right there. But Landerville is not fazed by the mistake. He gets right back on it. He's wheel to wheel with Forsberg, who's doing a nice job, consistent out front. Nice job on that second inside clip as well. Looking very clean, very consistent as Chris Forsberg, with Landerville trying to toe up the end right here as we come across the finish line. So Landerville making that early mistake on the bank. It's going
Landerville and Forsberg. Landerville out front, standard suspension. Chris Forsberg giving chase. And that VK56 370Z. Landerville again making that mistake in that portion of the track. Wow, Landerville pouring out some angle there. Going up on the bank is Landerville, about to drop that bumper. Love the aggressiveness of Landerville. He knows he needs to let it hang out. Forsberg going through the motions. Woo! Make some noise, Jersey. Let's make it official. Going to Chris. And there it is. It's unanimous. Chris Forsberg gets the win, advancing on to the Great 8. Chris Owen, 2JZ powered S14. He's high on the bank. He's going to be leading Conrad Grunwald, BRE Motorsports, Megan Racing, Molly, Top One Oil, Hankook Tires, Chevrolet Camaro. Throwing it in is Kenny Owen. Launching away from Conrad. Liking the style from these gentlemen. Kenny just so fast. But Conrad right there. This is where I really like Conrad's driving. Watch his transition. Very snappy and locked and settled. But Kenny is just launching away. Great. From the start line, they pull away. Our second battle, top 16. Nice job. Conrad, angle, Kenny. Look at that, how he just slides up the bank. Conrad Grunwald. Wow. Leaving Kenny there behind, which is very unfamiliar place for Kenny to be. The Molly Eternals working hard. Conrad Grunwald, Ryan and Kenny Moen, Andy, Ryan, and Brian are three judges. The anvil drops. What is the verdict? Conrad Grunwald in the Camaro, Kenny Moen, 240SX. America. And one more time from Andy and Ryan Lontaine says Conrad. One more time, they're going at it again. Yoshihara finally getting his car dialed. Discount tire. Falcon tire discount tire. Subaru BRZ. LS Turbo, here we go. Both these guys run the Turbo Life, which is the Turbo by Garrett Turbo Cup. Retax Lifestyle backpacks, run that Olo clip, take it further. Is he going to take it further? Champion spark plugs. Is he going to be a champion? Turk wants it. So does Dai. Similar chassis. Obviously, different badges as Dai Yoshihara high on the bank. Dai Yoshihara looking precise. Now both of them different, same chassis but different engine setups. Turk with that 2JZ horsepower. Good clean composure from both these gentlemen. Love it how Dai is out front. Strong showing by Dai Yoshihara. All right, so now Turk is out front as Dai Yoshihara will be bringing in the rear. A lot of these drivers running these almost smoke signal indicators here on the back bumper that really stand out on Frederick Osbo's vehicle. They're bright orange, so when the smoke kind of wraps around the car, you'll see those kind of wing canards on the back. They stand out. So here we go. The two noses of these vehicles going into the bank. Nice job by Turk. Let's see how Dai Yoshihara manages this. Looking aggressive there is Dai Yoshihara. Nice job by Dai. Drops into formation. Woo! Oh, doctor, look at this. Dai Yoshihara lunging back as Turk is right there, wheel to wheel. Woo! Man.
Well, let's take a look at this, Jared.
Fun one to watch.
Yeah, that was really fun. Both cars on track. This time, looks like Turk gets a little bit better of the bank at a better position, but Dai, just like Turk did, touched right in. Nice job right there. Turk could jump on that inside clip. Dai not being able to be shaken at all. Great proximity here. Definitely more proximity than Turk had in that same position of the track. Turk swings just wide right there. Goes into the second inside clip. Dai unable to be shaken. Nice job by Turk transitioning into this outer zone, but look at this. This is where Dai really tucks up right here and really just pushes it across the finish line, almost making contact with Ryan Turk. So great competitive run right there.
All right, so they wait at the finish line and wait for who is advancing on. Who's it going to be? Turk or Yoshihara? Andy, Ryan, and Brian. Andy says Dai Yoshihara. Ryan Lontaine says Dai Yoshihara gets the win. It's unanimous. Dai Yoshihara knocks out Ryan Turk. Now Bakshis, Matt Field. 2 S14s, 2 V8s, but Matt Field, this thing is loud in more ways than one. Obviously the loud color, almost Van Halen inspired livery there. Coming to us from San Jose, CX Racing, Black Tracks Performance Nitto Tires. Has Odi Bakshis, Wrightwood, California. Field Suspension Nitto Tires. Competed in the Vegas Drift Sanction body. So gained his license many moons ago. Top 10 driver there, Odi. Odi gassing it there against Field. Odi right in the wall, and Field progressing further and further up as Odi takes out that front clip. Coming through the second rear clipping zone, that final front clip, 2 front clips. As Odi navigates the track properly. Matt, look at that, his front wheel actually stopping. Woo! Dude, you know, seeing Odi progress over the years, I mean, seeing him back in the day at Pro-Am, back in Las Vegas, and then just working his way up. A very consistent driver. Like I said, you know, in the horsepower wars in the silly season, they were talking about, you know, how much horsepower do you have, how much do you have, and it's good. I mean, run what you brung, right? Odi was about reliability. That was a statement, but with that reliability, he's still looking very strong. Whoa, look at that faint entry there, but Field high and tight again. Like, oh, look at Odi up in the mix. Odi Bakshis making his presence felt on the door of Field. Whoa, doctor, are you kidding me? Loving it right now. Wow, Odi Bakshis, everybody. I am sorry, but call the cops. Odi is just killing it. Mind's blown.
We can see Odie right out of the gate. He initiates. He means business right here. He gets so close on the bank. You have no idea how much skill it actually takes to make that maneuver and get to that level of commitment on the bank, especially here at Wall with that degree. And you can see right here, his confidence level is so high. Now watch this. He actually scrubs that field's rear bumper right there. That's where that falls off. You can see he dives in a little bit too aggressively here, but he backs off just a little bit, then he gets right back in. Push, 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 all the way across the finish line. Incredible run.
Dude, I mean, you know, just kind of focusing on Odie there, and it literally just unbelievable, just kind of, it's just sick. It was unbelievable, but Field had a good lead run.
No doubt about it. Field had an incredible run. It's so hard to take away the awesomeness of proximity, especially if it's done at angle with the other guy, and Odie Bakshis did that right there.
Look at, you can see in Field's car, he's like, yeah, I think, did I get it? I don't know. But, you know, Odie, look at this, Odie Bakshis, Andy says, Odie Bakshis gets the win, it's unanimous. Back to Kenny Moen and Conrad Grunwald. Two JZ powered, I mean, very contrasting drivers. You have the Norwegian driving the Japanese power S14. You have the Lone Star boy from Teja driving the Camaro with the All-American setup. Awesome showing. Tune in, hashtag FDNJ. All your photos, follow Formula D, myself, tag me. Give you some shout outs. Here we go. Kenny Moen initiating. Conrad a little late on the initiation. Wow, Kenny. How he just pulls his car up to that wall. And he still has that bumper skin. He has that upper bumper skin there. Nice form from both these guys. Conrad, this is very similar to their first battle. Conrad playing it a bit safe. I mean, Conrad Grunwald will be leading. Kenny Moen giving chase. There we go, coming in. An early initiation by Kenny. That could throw him off, but it does not. Not affected at all, as now here he is coming in next to the Chevrolet Camaro. Good angle from Conrad. Woo! Transition in. There's Kenny diving in a little early. Ryan, I wouldn't be surprised if this went one more time again.
Yeah, I mean, we can pick that apart and nuance it down, you know, to death, but I mean, that was pretty close to what happened last time. You can see right here, Conrad kind of takes a traditional approach into initiation, stays nice and high right there. Kenny Moen kind of comes on the middle line and goes high right there, so kind of an even battle there from the get-go. And then right here, nice job by Conrad Grunwald. Excellent right here, transitioning way deep. He goes deeper than Kenny did in that particular part of the course. Kenny right there is way off that second inside clip with Conrad staying wide right here. Kenny tucking in a little bit and closing the door here across the finish line. But yeah, I would not be surprised if this one more time.
Man, these guys, you know, Odie made it real clear. Boom, 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 door. Like you said, Conrad Grunwald, it seems like he's playing it safe. Kenny could be closer too, but I think, you know, they've only gone against each other one time in the history of Formula Drift. So I think they're playing it safe. As let's go to the judges, Conrad and Kenny. Oh, look at that. And look, Conrad Grunwald gets the win. Conrad Grunwald gets the win. It's unanimous. Here we go, D-Mac, Ireland versus USA, Southern California. Darren McNamara turbocharged. V8 under the hood. That Falcon tires, 240 SX. Pat Mordaunt, naturally aspirated V8. Arc Performance, Kenda tires, S13. Here we go. D-Mac initiated into the bank. D-Mac a bit higher than Pat Mordaunt. Showing a bit of dominance here. Going over the top. Nice job by McNamara. Transitions into the second rear clipping zone. D-Mac filling it up. Pat Mordaunt scrubbing some speed. D-Mac piecing out on Mordaunt spins. A definite advantage to D-Mac as long as he maintains his drift. And there it is, Ryan. An obvious advantage to McNamara with Mordaunt. Here we go now, Mordaunt will be leading as McNamara gives chase. He needs to hang it out, and he does! He hangs it on the wall! The awesome possum! Woo! Look at that thing. Just skinning the cat that is his back bumper. Don't need no stinking bumpers. As McNamara just puts the herd down. It was Patrick Merdon, Darren McNamara waiting for the verdict here. D-Mac gets the win. Frederick Osbo. A little Wu-Tang for you, keeping him going. As Frederick Osbo will be initiating right there. Nice job by Osbo. Let's see if Wang can get that proximity as Osbo. Those are those smoke indicators. You can see the orange canard standing out, showing you how close he does get to that line as Wang falling back a bit. Look at Osbo, just a consistent plume of smoke coming through that. Whoa! Osbo slowing down quite a bit. Great composure by Wang. I mean, he salvaged both their cars. It seemed like they were going to get into each other. Osbo slowed down considerably.
Well, here we go. Let's take a look at Frederick Osbo on initiation right here. Forrest Wang taking up the chase position nice and high on the bank by both competitors. Lots of smoke out there. Very hard to navigate through that. As you can see, Forrest Wang doing a pretty good job up to this point. Frederick Osbo staying nice and wide through that first inside clip, moving into this right-hand turn. Very wide right here as well. Excellent. And then see, look at this in the chase position. Forrest Wang makes contact with that clip. That'll be a mistake on his part. This is the part you're talking about right here. Forrest Wang just comes up, almost makes contact. Does not get phased by making that mistake.
Forrest Wang out front. Osbo giving chase. Let's see how the Norwegian Hammer does against the island style that is Forrest Wang. Good work, good angle by Wang. Osbo applying the pressure. There it is. Good angle. Look at Wang keeping his composure. Whoa, nosing past him. Oh, Osbo, a crawl around that last clipping zone. Dude.
All right. Kids, don't try this at home. Just video games. Don't take the camera you borrowed from your mom and try this on the turnpike. That's all I'm saying.
Let's take a look at this replay, Jared. An exciting battle between these two competitors right here. You can see Forrest Wang does an excellent job on the bank. Frederick Osbo a little bit lower for a second there. Not too huge a mistake. Gets back on it. Right here, making a very aggressive move on the inside, but on the second part, as we transition into the second inside clip, watch this move right here, the precision by Osbo. They almost make contact, and then right there, he dips on through. That is the level of a professional, knowing his car, knowing how much car control he has, and he stays right on it, door to door, all the way through. An impressive chase run right there by Frederick Osbo, as well as a great lead run by Forrest Wang.
Great showing by both these gentlemen. I have to say that Osbo, just a very dominant chase jump there, and I think that's what was the nail in the coffin for Forrest Wang's casket, but we'll see. Frederick Osbo, Andy Yen likes him, so does Ryan and Brian. It's unanimous. Frederick Osbo, the Norwegian Hammer, advances on to the Great Eight. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Monster Energy, Nitto Tire, Mustang RTR. Interesting strategy there by Vaughn. He actually staged up a bit of an angle. Oh, Vaughn Gittin Jr. goes into the wall. Vaughn Gittin Jr. corrects, straightens out. Look at that. Looks like he's got a bit of a souvenir there. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. Let's take a look at it again. Ryan, did we have a...
As we mentioned before, Jared, there's pretty much no other course in the series that has that much action on the first turn, and making a mistake right here, just aggressive move right there by Vaughn Gittin Jr. Gets up there in the tire particulate, up in the wall, realizes that he's got obviously a broken car at that point. So
here we go. Gene Carnage Carney out front, Oracle Light and Achilles Radial Dodge Viper. As Vaughn Gittin Jr. initiates the Monster Energy Nitto Tire Mustang RTR. Transitions through. Both those gentlemen dancing with that yellow line. Nice job by Dean Carney. As Vaughn Gittin Jr. compromised some angle. Look at that. Vaughn shallow on that outside clipping zone. Good showing by these gentlemen. And Dean Carnage Carney unanimously gets the win. The Oracle Lighting Dodge Viper gets the win. Charles Ng, the maximum attack. He's running V13. That's Voodoo 13, supposedly. Here we go. JTP, Justin Paul initiating. And JTP looking a little touch and go there as well. But Charles Ng, we saw how much of a rocket ship his car was in the 32. And here he is applying that pressure to Justin Pollock. Look at Charles Ng lunging forward. Like a caged animal is Charles Ng. Woo!
People are mad hyped.
Dude, getting super hypey right now. Charles Ng, don't know what finger that was. Looks excited though.
Let's take a look at this on the Nitto replay right here. You can see Justin Pollock amazingly threading the needle right here, staying nice and high, staying away from that tire particulate. Charles Ng on a little bit of a lower line, but not too dramatically. Right here, he transitioned so perfectly. He may have made just barely a little bit of contact with Justin Pollock, and then right there on his line, great angle right here by JTP out front. Charles Ng unable to be shook, and then another great transition right there by Charles Ng in the chase position as Justin Pollock really showing his own right here in the lead. So JTP has got his work cut out for him.
Charles Ng initiating. Look at Justin Pollock making his presence felt. As Ng, oh, Pollock straightens out. Is Justin Pollock packing up his Falcon tire rig? As Charles Ng, great angle through the course. Ryan Sage. Two huge mistakes back-to-back. Von Gint Jr., now Justin Pollock, big names, and Charles Ng is pumped.
Well, let's take a look at this. I mean, it could not get more exciting as JTP puts on an aggressive pit maneuver right there, getting right up on Charles Ng. It works for him up until this point right here. When he comes off, he gets a little bit loose right there. He straightens out, and that's a pretty sizable mistake right here. He gets back on it. JTP is hoping that Charles will go offline or make a mistake of his own. Charles Ng does a really nice job right there on that second inside clip. JTP cuts a line a little bit to get that proximity, but I gotta imagine that mistake coming off the bank right there is definitely clear in the eyes of the judges, especially since Charles Ng had that pretty awesome chase in the last run.
Man, Charles Ng, he's feeling it. He's feeling the flow right now. Here we go, Ng and Pollock. A huge, and there it is, Andy, Ryan, and Brian. Charles Ng, maximum attack. He's moving on to the Great Eight. Hashtag FDNJ, let's send it. Here is Chris before Forsberg. Radical Grunwald, who's going to stand up top as Forsberg throws it in. Look at the big wings. Woo! Look at that, Forsberg right there. Conrad up in the mix as they transition into the second rear clipping zone. Conrad applying the pressure. That's how it's done. Liking that form from Conrad. Backed off, kept the proximity. Now lunges back up as Forsberg fills that rear clipping zone. Nice job by both these gentlemen. Ryan, again, really commending Conrad Grunwald on his form, how he dropped back into formation, didn't jump up.
Well, Conrad is definitely not going quietly into the night right here, as you can see. Conrad Grunwald and Chris Forsberg pretty much locked. Almost Conrad comes down a little bit lower than Chris right there for just a second, but it's an aggressive move to maintain proximity. Nice job by Chris on that first inside clip, and then right here, Conrad Grunwald, nice display of aggression and being able to get so close to Chris. He does miss that second inside clip, not as close as Chris was right there, but then able to get back on it right here, maxing out the angles. Forsberg crossing the finish line with also an insanely awesome lead run.
Conrad Grunwald, so a little bit of a jump there. Good, clean gentleman start here for these gentlemen. Let's see how they initiate into the bank. Pouring on the horsepower is Conrad Grunwald out front. Hit the tire. Evidence in the air and on the ground as Forsberg noses in. Whoa, look at that. Conrad getting even deeper angle as they transition through. Forsberg now getting that proximity. You know what? Hats off to both those guys. A real good, clean gentleman fight. Saw Conrad, they both launched. That, I love that. Hat tip to those guys.
Yeah, the epitome of an amazing tandem battle by these two competitors right here. Conrad, nice job staying high on the bank. Forsberg right there, keeping an eye on his line as he comes off the bank. Nice job right there on that inside clip. Forsberg transitions with Conrad Grunwald, who stays wide. Nice smoke line right there. Great job going wide right there. And look at that angle, really maxing it out on the transition. Forsberg has to make an adjustment right there. He comes through the smoke cloud just straight for a second, but right on back on angle. and then close the door right here. So an amazing battle by these guys. I would love to see that again just for personal reasons.
Conrad and Forsberg, Andy, Ryan, and Brian. One more time. One more time. They're going again, and look at that. Just let it be noted that Brian Eggert sided with the force. Shihara, Falcon Tire, Subaru BRZ, LS Turbo Powered BRZ, I might add. Look at that thing all over the place. As Odie, is he going to duplicate how he got into the Great Eight? Not so far, as Dio Shihara looking strong. There he is. That's the Odie we saw a little bit ago. But now he backs off. Did he already use all his magic elixir? Right back on him, an opportunity there. Good work from both these gentlemen. As we take a look at it again.
No bad battles this event, man. It has been an amazing competition. Daijiro Yoshihara does a great job on the bank, stays high right there. As you can see, Odie a little bit lower. I'd like to see him get on that same line with Daijiro Yoshihara, so that'll be a nod in his direction. He stays right on that inside clip. Odie right here, nice job on proximity as Dai swings wide. Good counter lock right there, very wide on that outer zone. Great job right there, and awesome on that second inside clip as Odie misses that second inside clip just a little bit further, and then Odie tucks in right here and is able to get right on that back bumper of Daijiro Yoshihara across the finish line. But
here we go. Odie out front. Big entry from Odie. I have to assume the spotter told him that he was going to work that out in that middle tire. Dai Yoshihara. Whoa, Dai with huge angle flying it in, getting settled. Separation, Dai back on it, and Dai goes too hard. Dai Yoshihara goes too hard into Odie Bakshi's. I think that's going to be all she wrote for Dai. Again, speculation. You can see the tires in the door. That Falcon Tire Subaru BRZ. Make some noise for Dai and Odie, as we'll get the official verdict from the judges at who's at fault.
Let's take a look at this on the Nitto replay right here. Odie Bakshi's coming off the bank with Daijiro Yoshihara right there. Going a little bit wide on that inside clip, trying to make an adjustment. Dai driving on razor's edge right here as he tries to close the gap right there as Odie comes off a little bit shorter on that outer zone right here, and then transition. Then right here, Dai with a lot of momentum makes contact right there, and Odie is forced to spin.
Odie Bakshi's, Dai Yoshihara waiting for the verdict. Going to Odie, and Odie Bakshi's gets the win. He is at fault. So Odie Bakshi's, he's in the final four. Chris Forsberg coming into the first rear clipping zone. Nice job filling that rear clip as Conrad Grunwald, he's right there, applying the pressure. Like where he's at, and Conrad Grunwald. Ryan, if we can recall, Darren McNamara and Chris Forsberg last year ripping the door off the vehicle. I believe there's contact there.
Take a look at it one more time. Slow it down. Yeah, it's definitely not apparent. The judges have to go off based off what they see.
Yeah, I mean, I wish there was another angle.
Real quick, this is important because the judges are saying that they believe that there was contact from Conrad Grunwald, so that is a game changer.
That's a huge one, and I mean, it's very uncharacteristic for Chris to do that. And so here we go. So again, they are saying that there's contact. Conrad's sitting on that deficit. He knows he needs to let it hang out. Conrad's hoping for a spin from Forsberg. How is this going to happen? As Forsberg applying the pressure. Conrad, a big hurdle to get through. Chris Forsberg, look at that, slowing down a trickle. Gosh, Conrad Grunwald, I could watch these guys run all day. I mean, just really, really good swing. Like the style, gentleman rules, it's just really good.
One more time battle, definitely producing a lot of exciting drifting here. You can see Conrad just showing some really awesome skill right there on the bank as he comes down. Nice job on that inside. inside clip, just about a foot off right there. Chris Forsberg, nice job on proximity as we come into this second part of the zone and the second inside clip. Great transition right there by Conrad. Excellent angle right there as Chris Forsberg tucks in with Conrad, who stays on the midline right there. They come across the finish line.
So there it is. There is Andy Ryan. Chris Forsberg advances on to the finals. So Chris Forsberg advances on, not the finals, but the Final Four, excuse me. The Final Four. Chris Forsberg, our #1 qualifier. So now he is
extending his lead in the championship, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly. Took the words out of my mouth as Osbo and McNamara. Norway versus Ireland, 4-cylinder turbo versus V8 turbo. Scion versus Nissan. Hankook versus Falcon. Motegi versus HRE. I mean, the hits just keep coming. Here we go. We're ready to send it. Osbo. High horsepower. Scion TC. Throwing it in. Nice angle. Look at that placement of that little TC. Transitions through. Amazing job by Osbo. McNamara can't even catch him. I mean, that thing's twin turbo V8. Killer showing right now by both these gentlemen, but Osbo out front is just impeccable. Frederick Osbo just poised and ready to do battle.
Well, no doubt about it. Frederick Osbo setting a pretty high standard right here for DMAC to chase down. You can see right here on initiation, Osbo stays high, nice and wide. DMAC comes a little bit lower, almost crosses that threshold right there on the front wheel line of Frederick Osbo. Forces him to actually miss that first inside clip. DMAC tries to get back on it right here as Frederick Osbo stays nice and wide. Good angle right here as it transitions, very fluid. Nice commitment right here, coming into the last right-hander. DMAC tries to close the door right here, making a couple mistakes in the chase position, and Frederick Osbo was definitely showing a very, very strong lead run.
Aaron McNamara, Frederick Osbo. Alternating the order, the Hankook flag waving here right in front of us. Darren McNamara initiates, look at Osbo. Struck a little too early against McNamara. Now they alternate. Transitioning through. Oh, look at Osbo. Diving in that first time earlier. He did that flawlessly earlier. Man, I don't know. I mean, Osbo had a little bit of like surging back and forth.
Well, it was definitely a weird start. Osbo got off, and then McNamara kind of got on there a little bit late. And you can see right here on initiation, McNamara up top, mid-high line. Osbo couldn't right there, falls back a little bit. Nice job right there on that inside clip by Osbo in the chase position. And then DMAC nice and wide right here. Osbo catches up. Very wide right there by DMAC. Forces him to miss that second inside clip by about 4 feet. Osbo adjusts, almost hits his rear bumper. And then right here, both drivers cross the finish line. So
here come the results. McNamara and Osbo, who's advancing on, is a Norwegian Hammer continuing. One more time from Andy, Ryan, and Brian say Frederick Osbo. Brian says Frederick Osbo gets the win. The Norwegian Hammer, Frederick Osbo gets the win. Charles Ng from Hong Kong, or Dean Carnage Carney from Ireland. These guys have never seen battle against each other. Charles Ng, he's hungry, he wants it, but so does the Viper of Dean Carnage Carney. 18 cylinders on track as Charles Ng looking solid, but so does Carney. As he brings it off the bank in transition, Charles Ng, good posturing as Dean Carnage Carney spins. Charles Ng, our number 27 qualifier, is one step closer to Final Four. Our final battle, the Great Eight. Who's going in the Final Four? Now remember, Dean Carney had that big spin. Charles Ng sitting on an advantage. This is the second half of this battle. Good transition going through the course. Remember, Ryan, Charles Ng has the advantage.
And here we go.
So yeah, Charles Ng, he's got it. It's in the bag. Charles Ng gets the win. He's in the Final Four. His first ever Final Four. Maximum attack Achilles radial G37. These gentlemen, at minimum, guaranteed third place. Who's going to dance on to the finals? As Forsberg throws it in nice and high. Odie applying the pressure. Just what he needs to do. Make some noise for Forsberg and Bakshi's.
Another close call here, Jared. Let's take a look at this replay real quick. You can see right here, Chris Forsberg initiates into the bank. Odie Bakshi's is right there now coming off the bank. Odie is very, very close. And you can see Forsberg extending from that angle right there. It does look like Chris Forsberg overextended. But with all the smoke in the way, there's no way to tell for sure if there was contact. We'll have to take a look at the vehicles. Let's see if we can get it from another angle here. Chris extending. Ooh, wow.
I think I'm seeing front wheels touch.
Let's get that angle one more time. See if we can slow it down.
So with Conrad, it looked like it was rear. Now I believe it's their front tires. Watch Odie's front left go into Forsberg's front right.
Yeah, the angle is everything, right? Let's go back to that one, the other angle before that one more
time. The other
time.
angle, you'll see it. You'll see him get disrupted and Forsberg shake. So here you go, slowing it down. Right past the smoke because they come into view. Right here, you see Odie. Look at him. His front wheel stops because he got in contact with Forsberg. So man, Forsberg getting it from the rear of the force. All right, here we go. Odie now out front, recalling that first run. There was contact. Odie had that mistake. So here we go. Chris Forsberg chasing down Odie Bakshi's. Good initiation by Bakshi's. Into the bank. Good showing by Bakshi's so far. Forsberg navigating the course. Wrapping it around. And here we have, look at this. Odie, a good showing. Like to see Forsberg closer. I wouldn't consider this an inactive chase. Definitely not an inactive chase. We've seen bigger gaps from drivers. Definitely not an inactive chase. As you said, let's make it official. Chris Forsberg gets the win. He's in the finals. Frederick Osbo, Charles Ng. Here we go. Osbo and Ng. They have gone against each other. That was once, and Ng got the win. So Ng inching closer to getting his first ever podium. This is his first ever Final Four. Osbo, he's been here before. Let's see how these guys do. Osbo out front. Osbo, nice placement of the silent TC. He needs to get it done. Good transition from Osbo as Ng gets close. Getting really nice and close as Ng. The smoke pouring out of that. Oh, a straight and a correction. Can hear him running through the gears from Ng.
So here we go, Jared. Let's take a look at this. Osbo comes in, flick into the big bank right there. Charles Ng in tow. Nice job by Osbo, staying nice and high on that line, staying out that tire particulate right there, not getting sucked up in the bank. Charles Ng obviously has a lot of grip here. He's able to stay pretty close to Frederick Osbo, but does make this critical mistake right here as Osbo goes very awesomely wide right there and then does a great job on that second inside clip. And right there you can see Ng just shallows up, straightens up for a second. That's the biggest mistake for him that we've seen in this run.
All right, Charles Ng initiates, drops down, not as high as Osbo was. Working that wheel. It does tap that front clip, dipped his tire, but not fully over. That thing is an absolute rocket ship. But remember, Ng had that small mistake there on his first run. Woo! Well, remember to join us July 5th and 6th, Fuji Speedway, Formula Drift Japan. All right, here we go. Inger Osbo, who's it going to be? One more time from Andy. Ryan Latte. Osbo gets the win. Osbo gets the win. Chris Forsberg podiumed now officially every round of Formula Drift this season. He's 4 for 4, unprecedented, but rivaled by 6 out of 7 by Vaughn Gittin Jr. As now Frederick Osbo leaves the line, he'll be chasing down Chris Forsberg. Forsberg rocketing into that first corner, initiating high on the bank. There's Forsberg. As it gets darker on the course in more ways than one, into that rear clipping zone. Osbo's right there, knocking on Forsberg's door. Look at the hand-cooked tires, smoke on track. Hand-cooked tires, 1 and 2. Forsberg, good angle. Osbo right there. A good adjustment by Osbo and Forsberg. Great showing. Hand-cooked tires grabbing 1 and 2 spot, Ryan.
Yeah, you can see my only criticism right here is Osbo got a little bit of a late jump right there. Forsberg come off the line a little bit later, but he catches right up to him, stays right on line, and then pretty much locked all the way. You see Forsberg actually misses that front inside clip by just a couple feet. Osbo locking in right here, door to door. Great action right here. Awesome shot showing the smoke line between these two competitors. Osbo ever so confident in that transition. He's been there all day long on the rear bumper of his competitors. Now Chris Forsberg has got an uphill battle right here because he has got to maintain that kind of closeness.
Here we go. Osbo's going to lead. Frederick Osbo initiates in that silent TC. Forsberg, he initiates down on the bank, similar to what Osbo did, applying the pressure, letting it all hang out. Is Forsberg. Good transition from these guys. Forsberg dropping into formation, nosing in, pouring on more angle. Osbo and Forsberg. This is a battle of the ages. The Norwegian Hammer versus the Force. And now Forsberg goes into Osbo. You know what? He got some blows now. He throws some punches. Make some noise, New Jersey!
Let's take a look at this.
LAMF. It's on his suit. It's in his head. It's now on course.
Well, if the judges deem Chris Forsberg at fault here, you know who your winner is, but let's take a look at this replay right here. As you can see, Osbo nice and high on the bank. Forsberg kind of starts on a midline, he comes back, but he really does an amazing job going tit for tat right here on the transitions and staying very, very close on this outer turn right here. Now watch this as they transition. Osbo's been wide right there all day long. He's doing an excellent job here. Forsberg surges up right there. Osbo goes wide, and that's where the contact takes place. Osbo still driving as well as Forsberg. So
make some noise for third place finisher, Odi Bakshis. Make some noise for Osbo and Forsberg. Now I'll tell you your winner here, round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, presented by GoPro. There's the 3 drivers giving each other celebratory hugs. Join us for the podium and trophy ceremony. We'll spray some champagne. Truly international affair here. The winner of round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, presented by GoPro, here at Wall Stadium Speedway. Sold out crowd. The winner, first ever first place, Frederick Osbo! Frederick Osbo grabs first place in his hand-cooked tires, holds stumped. Scion Racing TC. And with 4 podiums, 4 for 4, in his hand-cooked tires, 370Z, he grabs second place. Chris the Force Forsberg. There are your final 3. Osbo first, Forsberg second, Odi Bakshis third.